Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. Thank you guys for joining me. Well, I just found out that a Sun-Times columnist has compared guns with child pornography. You heard that right. He has compared guns to child pornography. Now, you may be wondering, what is the logic behind that? Well, we're going to get into that in this article. Very short article. We're going to analyze his logic, and then I'm going to give you my full commentary. And the article starts off this way. A Chicago Sun-Times columnist who was comparing guns to child porn and pushing for more gun laws was previously denied a weapons purchase because of a domestic battery charge. On June 8, Neil Steinberg used his personal blog to write about the value of free speech, then suggested speech has limitations. In an effort to make his point, he discussed child pornography, writing that, quote, simply to possess child pornography is a criminal act, and elaborated, why does child pornography merit such a unique level of suppression? I'll give you a hint. It's called child pornography, emphasis added here. Children cannot consent to sexual acts with adults and are severely damaged by being forced to do so. Child pornography hurts children, so we fight it with all the legal might our nation can bring to bear, even if it infringes on fundamental freedoms. Before I go any further here, I find this interesting that he would say this because the very group, the radical left that he represents, okay, basically, there was a professor by the name of Alfred Kinsey from the late 1800s to about 1956 that taught. This is a professor now, a liberal professor that taught that children as early as the age of 6 should be engaged in sex. And that he also taught that if there's consent between a child at that age, but the age of 6 and an adult is perfectly okay. These liberals it's amazing how they say one thing and they mean another. The very party that he represents is the one that started all of this. But anyway, let's go on. He noted that free speech is an, quote, essential constitutional right, but claims that it is limited by pornography laws and asks why people refuse to see limits on the Second Amendment. Let me read that again. He noted that free speech is an, quote, essential constitutional right, but claims that it is limited by pornography laws and asks why people refuse to see limits on the Second Amendment. That's weird. Steinberg then went into full court press for gun control. So these are his words. The far right have a twisted logic about gun laws that goes like this. Let me say something here. There is no such thing as the far right. I don't know what the far right is. I said this before. What is the far right? We believe in the freedom to have a gun. We don't believe in abortion. We believe in a nuclear family. If that's considered to be the far right, I don't know how that's dangerous. But anyway, let's go back to this. The far right have a twisted logic about gun laws that goes like this. The Second Amendment is such an absolute value that even the most common sense restriction, don't sell assault rifles to teenagers, is a step towards the boogeyman of total confiscation. Ban 50 caliber bullets, their thinking goes, and the black helicopters are on the way. Let me get this straight. He says, there's such an absolute value that even the most common sense restriction, don't sell assault rifles to teenagers, is a step towards the boogeyman of total confiscation. Ban 50 caliber bullets, their thinking goes, and the black helicopters are on the way. Really? As they repeat that over and over, remember, by their reasoning, child pornography should be legal. Out of respect for the First Amendment, with the harm it causes children shrugged off. I don't even understand what he's saying right here. This is such a twisted logic. I don't even know what he said. What is the right repeating over and over and over again? What are they repeating over and over and over again? They're simply saying that the right to bear arms shall not be, and the right of freedom of speech shall not be infringed, the right to bear arms. You have that right. I mean, that's all the right is saying, is that you have a right to own guns. I don't know what this is right here. I mean, this is, it's hard to even analyze some of this stuff because they make no sense at all. I can see if you're making some kind of sense, but he's not making any kind of sense. On June 23rd, 2016, WDBO reported that Steinberg went to Maxon's shooters in Des Plaines, Illinois, quote, to show how easy it was to buy the same type of gun used in the June 12, 2016 Orlando terrorist attack. But WDBO indicated, now get this now, that Steinberg did not get the gun because he did not pass a background check. Gee, the irony of it all, right? WDBO did not know of any conviction in Steinberg's past, but they did point out that he faced, quote, domestic battery charges related to an incident involving his wife. Wow. A domestic violence incident. And that's the end of the article right there. Pretty short article. But it's like I said, you know, it's almost like the left, from what I see, and when I say the left, I'm not talking about everyone, but I'm talking about the far left or the left in general. Look, that's what I'm talking about. The left, it seems to me, don't have any sense of moral direction. To compare owning guns or guns to child pornography is the silliest thing in the world. But let me say this. I believe that he's doing this because even though he knows what he's saying doesn't make sense, that there's no comparison between the two at all. Owning a gun and having the right to own guns is not the same as child pornography. I mean, I don't even know what he's talking about there. But I believe, to be quite honest with you, like a lot of these leftist editors and columnists are doing, I believe it's mind control. I believe he knows clearly what he's talking about, but it's designed to twist the reader into associating the two, right? If you got a gun, you know, whatever it is, if it's an AR-15, which they want to always call assault weapons, and an assault weapon can be anything. I'm so sick of hearing that. If it's an AR-15 or whatever, if you have guns and you believe in the right to own guns, what's going to register in that person's mind, if they're not a thinker or somebody that's not thinking rationally, what's going to register in their mind, man, child pornography, man. They're going to register it in their mind. It don't connect. Child pornography and owning guns do not connect. There's no correlation between the two. But just the mention of child pornography is all that's needed for your subconscious to absorb that information. You see what I'm saying? It's mind control because the left don't have nothing else. So they have to twist things up and make, and like I said, they're so extreme. They have to twist things and make things up to make it sound worse than it already is. As he made this statement, the far right, and this is what the left is good at doing. The far right. What is the far right? The far left, yes. The far left, from my observations and what I've been seeing, are involved in violence, protesting in front of people's homes, all the things that you're not supposed to do. That's what the far left has been doing. So I don't know if there is no such thing as the far right. There is no such thing as that. And if it is, what is the far right accused of? What are they accused of? I don't know. You tell me in the comments, in the comment box below, but this is just crazy. But to end this video, to compare pornography, child pornography, to owning guns is the silliest thing in the world, because the left don't have nothing else. They don't have nothing else to go by. They don't have nothing else to go by. So they have to come up with something. They have to go as far as to manipulate the thoughts and perceptions of the people that read their columns or watch their news shows, because they don't know. They can't give you factual data. They can't give you a relevant argument. So they come up with stuff like this over and over and over and over again. Like he said, over and over and over again. Well, this is what the left does over and over and over and over and over again. Crazy things like this, saying crazy things like this. I mean, come on, man. What else am I supposed to say about that? Except that's just the craziest, most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in quite some time. But what do you guys think about this columnist comparing child pornography to gun laws and guns? What do you think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, share this video, and subscribe. God bless you all, and see you again on another Black Conservative with Ryan Bowling.